Greetings to one and all gathered here. I am Dr.M.Shakila, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Bishop Heber College. Today we are going to see about the functions of marketing. Before going to start with, we have to see about the definition of marketing. The main definition of marketing is given by American Marketing Association. It states that marketing is nothing but it's a process of planning and executing the conception, pricing, promotion, distribution of ideas, goods and services. For what purpose? To create exchange that satisfy the individual and organizational objectives. It clearly states that the marketing is nothing but it is going to satisfy the individual and organizational objectives by going along with the process of planning and execution of the conception of ideas or conception of ideas of goods and services, about pricing, promotion and distribution of ideas, goods and services. So it clearly states that they are going to satisfy the individual and organizational objectives. About the functions of marketing, we can classify the functions of marketing as exchange function, physical distribution function, as well as facilitating function. As we all know that exchange is a much more important term in marketing. Marketing means buying the goods and selling the goods. By exchanging the goods, we are going to attain some objectives. So it is termed as exchange function. And the physical distribution function, it deals with the transportation of goods or retail outlet of the products. Then about the facilitating function, we are going to see about the facilitating items. That is the things we need to facilitate the exchange and the physical distribution. Say for example, risk bearing, that is insurance companies are taking care of the risk. And the finance, the marketing needs some finance. So finance companies, they are going to take the facilitating function of providing the finance to the marketer. So the functions of marketing is basically categorized as exchange function, physical distribution function and the facilitating function. Going to the functions of marketing, first we need to identify the needs of the consumers. Consumers always need something new at the present stage and also at the future. It goes on, it is a never-ending process. The need of a consumer is a never-ending process, and though it is a never-ending process, they tend to change their ideas, they tend to change their needs also. So the marketer has to identify the needs of the consumer, then they have to gather the information accordingly and they have to perform the analysis also. So the first function of marketing is the identifying the needs of the consumers. The next one is planning. According to the already identified needs of the consumer, they have to plan. And while planning, they have to take into consideration about the company's objectives also, whether they are going to achieve that objective or not. So they have to take into consideration the company objectives and they have to plan accordingly. Then third function of marketing is product development. As already they have identified the needs and they have planned, they have to go for development stage. So product development means they are going for the research, consumer research. After the details are received from the consumer, the product is developed. So they have to go for consumer research, then they have to develop the product. The factors among the development is product design, durability and the cost. The consumers or the public, they need the product, the durable products. they always aim for the durable products at a minimum cost. So while developing the product, the marketer has to take into consideration the durability of the product as well as the cost of the product based on their research. Then fourth function is standardization and grading. So standardization refers to the process of ensuring the uniformity in the product, and it should be, this is one of the key aspects that needs to be maintained by the business. They should conform to the uniformity of the product, the same quality and design, and it should be maintained also. They have to maintain the uniformity and the quality and the design throughout their life. So they have to take into consideration, while going for standardization, the marketer has to take into consideration the uniformity of the product and the quality of the product, or same quality of the product also. Then going for grading, the grading is the next portion of functions, the fourth function of marketing. That is, grading is the process of classifying the products that are similar in quality and characteristics. They are going to grade the product according to the quality of the product. Though they are producing the product in the different standards, they will have the marketer will have the tendency to classify the products according to the quality and its characteristics. So that process is termed as grading process. It is an important function of marketing. Next one is packing and labeling. The first impression of the product, always the first impression of the product is based on its package only. When a product is packed in a good manner, ultimately the consumer or the public, the persons who are going to consume it will have a tendency to buy the product. The next function of marketing is packing and labeling. The first impression of a product are its packaging and the label attached to it. Therefore, packaging and labeling should be looked after very well. It is well known that the great packaging and the labeling goes a long way in ensuring the product success. When a marketer wants to go for a product success, or when he wants to be a successful marketer, he has to concentrate on packing material, packaging the product. When the consumer consumes the product, he firstly see about the packaging details, the way it is packed, and the information given according to the as per the label or as per the standards. So it is to be taken into consideration, packing and labeling. The next one is branding. Branding is the process of identifying the name of the producer with the product. When a consumer consumes the product, it is his tendency, or he tends to know about the person who produces the product. So by branding, we can identify the name of the producer along with the product. While consuming the product itself, the consumer, the public, or the person who is consuming the product or using the product, he can identify the name of the producer. So branding is much more essential, and having a separate identity for the product can be of very much helpful. So when a person is consuming the product, the branded product, he gains a separate identity. For that purpose, they need the branding function. So next important function of marketing is branding. Next one is customer service. A company has to set up various kinds of customer service based on their product. It can be of pre-sales, technical support, customer support, or maintenance services, etc. So already the consumer are consuming the product, or they want to consume the product. So he may have the tendency to have this support, customer support, with regard to the pre-sales service or the technical support, or some customer support or some maintenance services also. So the marketer has to focus on the customer service also. It is also the main function of marketing. Next one is pricing. It can be regarded as one of the most important parts of marketing function. the customers are of various category. They belong to various income group. So when the persons want to consume a product, actually they go for pricing. They see whether the pricing will be in match of their income. So the marketer has to take into consideration the pricing aspect. So while fixing the price, the marketer has to take into consideration whether the price fixed by him is sufficient or is able to be paid off by the consumers. So pricing is the important factor, and some other factors of pricing is market demand, competition, price of the competitors. While fixing the price of the product, the marketer has to take into consideration the demand for the product, then its competition, then price of the competitors also. So while seeing the function of pricing, they have to take into consideration all these parts. The next one is promotion. Promotion is the process of making the customers aware of the product by presenting to its customers across various channels of promotion. There are various channels of promotion, that is various channels to place the products in the hands of to reach out the customers, to give information about the product. It is nothing but promotion is nothing but not only selling the product, but they have to place the right information about the product to the customers. So those are the channels, those are the things that we have to take into, the marketer has to take into consideration. So promotion is nothing but not only promoting the product, not only selling the product, but they have to take into they have to see whether the channels of promotion are available for their product and it is suitable for the their products also. So promotion is another important function of marketing. The major of channels of promotion are advertising, media, personal selling, and public promotion, publicity promotion techniques. The next one is distribution. Distribution refers to the movement of consumer goods to the point of consumption. The point of consumption means placing the goods in the hands of the consumer, not at the place where the goods are sold or at the retail outlet. It is not termed as retail outlet. It is termed as to the point of consumption. Distribution is the term where the goods to be placed at the point of consumption. It is to be placed in the hands of the consumer. So for this purpose, the marketer has to take into consideration the retail outlet, whether they are going to place the product through the wholesalers or through the retailers or through some agents like that. So distribution, when the product is produced and they have already graded, they have standardized the product, they have fixed the price, but it should be properly distributed to the consumers with the same quality. So that is also much more important. So while taking into consideration the distribution part, they have to see to it whether the product is placed in the same quality as of production. The next one is transportation. Transportation is the physical movement of the goods from one place to another. It is nothing but the product which is produced at some place, it should be placed in the hands of the consumer at the other place. So it should be transported. The product should be transported. So while taking into consideration of transportation part, they have to be very careful towards the destruction of the products also. While transporting, the product may be deteriorated, or it may lose its quality, or it may lose its quantity also. Sometimes it may lose its quantity also. So while distributing, that is while transporting the product, the marketer has to take into mind that the product should be transported in a safe manner. The next one is warehousing. Warehousing is nothing but it creates the time utility. It is often seen that there is a gap between the time a product is produced and the time when it is consumed. When a product is produced at some time, it is not necessary that it should be consumed at the same time by the consumers. So it will take some time. So to safeguard the product, they have to go for warehousing. So warehousing is nothing but storage of the product. So when the product is produced at some place and some time before, it should be properly stored, and that it should be properly handed over to the consumer. So warehousing and storing provides the opportunity to provide goods during the off seasons also. The products may be produced at some time and it may be distributed, or it may be placed in the hands of the consumers at some other time, that is some other season also. So the warehousing is much more important for the marketer to see to it. So these are the functions of marketing. Let us conclude this part as the functions of marketing. So these 12 points are to be classified as exchange function, physical function, and the facilitating function. Thank you.